It is now 7 p.m. I'll call the meeting to order. Welcome to everyone. This is the regular meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West, held in the Council Chambers at 216 Main Street West, Swan River, Manitoba. It's 11th day of August 2020 at 7 p.m. Present, myself, Deputy Reeve Blosha, Councillors Foster, Gade, Wills, Pierrepont, and Kushniryk, and acting interim CAO, James Webb. Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Blosha. Resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of Council held this 11th day of August 2020 shall be adopted as presented. Any changes or issues with it? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
That's carried. Moved by Councillor Foster, second by Councillor Wills. Resolved that the minutes for the regular meeting of Council and the public hearing for the Municipality of Swan Valley West held on July 28th, 2020 shall be adopted as presented. Any questions, comments, errors, or omissions? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
That is carried.
So we're ahead of 7:15.
Yep. We'll move on to 7.1.
Okay.
It's the Urban Animal Control Officer's report. Moved by Councillor Will, second by Councillor Kushniryk. Resolved that the following animal control reports shall be received by the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West. The Urban Animal Control Officer's report for the month of July 2020. Be it further resolved that payment for the above services shall be approved as submitted. Any questions on that report? Comments? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
That's carried. This is the Rural Animal Control Officer report. Moved by Councillor Pierrepont, second by Councillor Wills. Resolved that the following animal control report shall be received by the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West. That is the Rural Animal Control Officer's report for the month of July 2020. Be it further resolved that payment for the above services shall be approved as submitted. Any questions or comments there? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
That's carried.
We had somebody join the call.
Yes.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, 7.3, the Swan Lake Watershed. Moved by Councillor Blosha, second by Councillor Pierrepont. Whereas the Swan Lake Watershed District submitted on July 20th, 2020, their invoice for the municipal levy for the 2020-21 fiscal year ending March 31st, 2021. Be it resolved that the invoice number 103-2020 shall be accepted as presented, and be it further resolved that said invoice 103-2020 of a total amount of $39,215.18 for the fiscal year 2021 shall be paid as outlined. $29,411.38 on the 31st of August, and $9,803.80 on the 31st of January 2021. Questions or comments on that? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Carried. Moved by Councillor Foster, second by Councillor Wills. Whereas the owner of part of the southeast one-quarter section of 123728 WPM have made an application to subdivide their property, and whereas the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West has reviewed said application, along with the letter received from Community and Regional Planning, dated August 4th, 2020, and have no objections to the aforementioned subdivision. Therefore be it resolved that we do hereby approve the subdivision of the aforementioned property, provided all conditions and requirements set out in said letter from the Province of Manitoba Community and Regional Planning Branch are met. Be it further resolved that the applicant needs to apply for a variance on Lot 1 and Lot 2 as outlined in said report to Council from the Province of Manitoba Community and Regional Planning Branch. Any questions or comments on the subdivision? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
It's carried. Moved by Councillor Foster, second by Councillor Pierrepont. Resolved that the bylaw enforcement officer report for the month of July 2020 shall be received by the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West as presented. And be it further resolved that payment for the above services shall be approved as submitted. Questions on that? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
It's carried. Moved by Councillor Foster, second by Councillor Wills. Whereas the Durban landfill is now a transfer station and requires a closure plan to be in compliance with the requirements of conservation and climate, and whereas an engineered plan prepared by a qualified professional is required for such, and whereas 3 quotes have been requested and only 1 quote has been received, which is sufficient enough to meet the requirements of conservation and climate. Therefore be it resolved that the attached quotation, Environmental Services for Preparation for a Closure Plan for the Durban landfill dated July 10th, 2020 from Stantec Consulting Limited shall be accepted as presented and signed by the Reeve on behalf of the municipality. Be it resolved that the total fee of $13,075 excluding GST outlined in such quotation shall be accepted as presented, and be it further resolved that said fee shall be paid as invoiced. Questions or comments on that?
We had quickly talked about this one last time, that the other quote that we received was incomplete. Just bring it to the table in case you want to move forward on it. We can wait on the quotes, or we can go for it the way it is.
How much time have we given them?
We've given them, they've had 2 months, I believe.
Yeah, we don't get another quote, we will not get another one, and we are in a timeline here meeting on, so I was gonna get in trouble with that landfill too.
Any comments? Not, call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
That's carried. Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, second by Councillor Pierrepont. Resolved that the RCMP reports for July 2020 shall be received by the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West.
There's your fire department one.
Yeah.
We have fire department on here.
Yeah, what is the deal with that?
I don't know.
We didn't do that one. Let's just change that to the fire department rather than the RCMP. It's been just a used resolution. Yeah. So that's all right.
Just to have the two signers, the mover and the seconder, initial the change there, please.
There's a new RCMP format later in the communication, so I think that's where it was mistyped, so.
Okay, the resolution now reads, resolved that the Swan River Fire Department report for July 2020 shall be received by the council for the municipality of Swan Valley West. Any questions or comments on the fire calls or? Not all in favor?
Yes.
It's carried.
This is the one that you'll be helping with. This is 7-8, so you can just help us with it if you have any questions.
Moved by Councillor Blosha, second by Councillor Pierrepont. Resolved that the request to purchase a 20-foot wide property in Kenville, Manitoba, known as DESC 7-2-384, R124700, CT 206-5184, and owned by the Municipality of Swan Valley West, shall be accepted as submitted by Joseph and Brian and Connie and Kushniryk, Box 103, Kenville, Manitoba, ROL 1Z0, for the sum of...
That's what we have to decide on, yeah.
Okay, so we want a decision on, first of all, if we want to sell this 20-foot wide piece of property, and if so, for how much money? The description is almost 20 foot long.
You have it in your package, the 20-foot section. We talked about this prior, and we talked about selling it. It's that black little strip on there between the lots. The fellow owns one lot to the north of it and two to the south of it. We had talked about this mainly being a public access, and it would cost him a lot of fees. We discovered, Deborah said that it has a roll number, so it is just basically selling a piece of property. But he would still be responsible for all of the costs, plus what we decide on tonight. The last time we did one of these, there was a lot more cost involved because it was public access to our road. So that was simplified this time.
So the assessment value is $100, and that's what he was offering in his letter.
Yeah, he's not, no, he's not, no.
Doesn't have a good sales service, so I could.
What are your thoughts?
I think we should let them have it. We're never gonna use it, no.
It's too small.
It's too small
Yeah,
to
it-
build on.
It's ideal for him, it's right between his property, he'll maintain it and done deal.
But as long as it's not a public access, then yeah.
So for some reason, upon a time, it was split from the 70-foot to the 20-foot. Assessment doesn't know why, but one point 3 years ago, whatever. whenever.
I wonder if at one time it wasn't for public access.
No, it was never.
Never?
It was always land, just owned.
Each lot is 70 feet, and the lots are 70, and then this is a 20, and then it's a 50.
It's like a correction line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
It's like somebody split it
Nobody
off
knows
for
why,
a
but
storage
we
shed.
own
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Could
something.
we be getting in trouble by not offering it publicly, or at least,
He owns properties on both sides of it.
I know, I'm just saying, could somebody come back to us after the fact and,
Well, I suppose they could try, but they would have to have a very valid reason for wanting to purchase it, because you cannot build on it.
yeah.
and if anybody did have It could cause a lot of difficulty between neighbors if we.
Well, no, I just
So that's
thought we
what
should
the legal
clear
part
the air
is,
and make
yeah.
sure that we,
Like, we didn't tender the property, the person came asking us if we would sell it to him because it's between his properties and he can't really amalgamate it if he wishes to do that later on with his other properties, and now he has to do conditional use on this property because it's separate lots, so.
I think we should just sell it to him for the $100.
yeah, if he's responsible for the legal fees or
That's
whatever.
probably $500.
There's no other costs to the municipality then.
Nope, that covers it off plus all associated costs. We hope to wrap that up in there.
So the consensus is 100?
That's good enough.
I just, I'm good with 100, I just question the process, like, should they not be submitting an offer to purchase?
They did.
The offer to purchase?
Yeah, it should be like, do you have that 7.8? It's the first page of it, dated July 3rd, 2020?
It was on the previous meeting.
It's this year, but it's probably in here someplace.
His letter reads, I am inquiring to purchase a 20-foot property located at 7-2.
Yeah, but that's, okay, I've seen that before, but that's not an offer to purchase. That's a letter asking if we're willing to sell it. Like, we should get an offer to purchase form filled out, because it specifies all the legal stuff on there. And then that's going to, once we sign the bottom and we accept the offer, he would take that to land title.
So I talked
The land
to,
titles will need an actual offer to purchase.
yeah, no, I actually talked to the lawyer's office and asked him what they would need. And that's why I wrote all the details into the resolution with the proper description and the land, the owner who is wishing to buy it and their address. So,
He does state that he is inquiring to purchase,
yeah.
so that could be construed as an offer to purchase.
The land titles, the resolution is enough, they said. And then the payment receipt.
Any further debate? Not, we'll call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried.
Yeah, and as long as the lawyer's happy with that part being an offer to purchase, then that's fine, but
Yeah. I called them today and they said, yeah, that's,
please.
Okay, it is 7:17. We have not had our, is someone going to be calling in for the public hearing or not?
I think they're on the line with us.
Oh,
So Meredith is on there, and then there was the fellow that just made the offer to purchase. He was going to join us because he had asked for a variation, but that's in the next section, and that's just a delegation. But I think that would be null because he now has the whole property and it'll be one. But we'll go through the process. Okay, so he can join us. It was mentioned that he had poor cell service, so he might not be able to join us tonight. So we're good.
I'm listening in.
Oh, he's there. Joe's there, yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Oh, right on. Good.
you snuck in on us. We didn't hear you come in.
5 to 7, I was on.
Okay, thank you. Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, second by Councillor Wills. Resolved that we do hereby adjourn the regular meeting of council at 7:18 p.m. to open the following public hearing. A conditional use application for 219 and 221 Main Street, Kenville. Be it further resolved that we shall reconvene the regular meeting of council immediately following the adjournment of said public hearing. All in favor?
Yes.
It's carried. Okay, this is the public hearing held by the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West in Council Chambers, 216 Main Street, West Swan River, Manitoba, this 11th day of August 2020 at 7:15 p.m. regarding the conditional use application concerning the property known as 219 and 221 Main Street, Kenville. Present, myself, Deputy Reeve Blosha, Councillors Foster, Gade via telephone, Kushniryk, Wills, and Pierrepont, and Finance, Assistant CAO James Webb. Moved by Councillor Wills, second by Councillor Foster. Resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West shall hereby call to order the public hearing regarding the conditional use application on the property known as 219 and 221 Main Street, Kenville, this 11th day of August, 2020 at 7:20 p.m. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Okay, seeing as how you are present, did you want to speak to this conditional use?
I was just wondering what the conditions are.
You were going to, what the use of that land was, is what we're talking about.
It was just it's a woodshed. That's the only thing that's there.
Okay, so that, and you're applying to have a shed ahead of a residential building on that property?
Well, yeah, it's just a pole shed for firewood, that's it.
Yes.
I didn't realize I needed any permits. I was unaware at the time of construction.
Right, no, that's good, and that's what we're here to discuss, and I don't know if you had any input on that.
The shed already exists,
Yes.
and is it structurally sound?
To my knowledge, yep.
Okay, you haven't had a visit from the bylaw enforcement officer that required some work to be done on it?
Not to my knowledge.
Must be okay then.
Is there anyone online or on the telephone who is objecting? Okay. That's good, thank you very much. We will now proceed with the resolution signed by Councillor Pierrepont and seconded by Councillor Blosha. Whereas the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West has received an application for a conditional use permit on the property known as 219-221 Main Street, Kenville, specifically to allow for an accessory building prior to a residential building within the GD General Development Zone. And whereas notice of the public hearing was posted and delivered to adjacent landowners in accordance with Part 6 of the Planning Act, and the municipality has not received any objections with respect to said conditional use application. Therefore be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West does hereby approve the aforementioned conditional use request as per the application dated July 6, 2020, and shall issue conditional use order number 2020-3, and be it further resolved that the Reeve or Deputy Reeve shall be authorized to sign said order on behalf of the municipality. Questions or comments from anyone? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
It's carried. Okay, moved by Councillor Foster, second by Councillor Wills. Resolved that this public hearing shall now adjourn at 7:23 p.m. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. That's not proper. We weren't in camera.
Is that the wrong one?
We just want to reconvene the regular meeting.
There we go. We opened it the wrong one.
Moved by Councillor Wills, second by Councillor Pierrepont. Resolved that the regular meeting of Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West shall now reopen at 7:24 p.m. to proceed with the regular business of Council. In favor?
Yes.
That
is carried. So on the phone, we have Joe and we have Bill. Do we have anybody else?
I'm on the phone, Meredith.
Meredith, right, yes, okay, thanks.
I'm also here, Lisa Lintick.
Lisa,
Okay, that's
perfect.
who we were
That is
waiting
great,
for.
yep.
Okay, Lisa, you have the floor.
Okay, well, this is my very first time doing this, so I may need a little bit of assistance in that part.
Yeah.
What are you guys, we're obviously requesting a kennel permit, so
Okay, and you have filled out an application for same, right?
yes, I did.
Yep, okay. So perhaps you could just give us a bit of background of what you plan on doing. And if you have a timeline for opening and expansion, I saw something about an expansion. Perhaps just touch on that briefly, and then we'll open it up for any council members to ask a question of you.
Okay. Basically, right now, we are possibly hoping to open up this fall to this winter at some time. We still have a little bit of construction to complete for putting some doors in and stuff like that, kennels. We also need to, for the expansion that we're doing, is for the exterior kennels. We're not doing individual on the side of the building kennels. It's more of a kind of a home living type scenario where we'll let them out and have play times. They have their outside times 3 times a day, and then they get brought in. So there is lots of outdoor runs. Right now we just have the one. This fall we're going to be putting in, I think, 7 more. They're 25 by 30 foot outdoor runs. And then the following year, we're going to be putting in I think it's 200 by 80 outdoor play area run just for extra exercise and stuff like that. Other than that, the interior is basically finished, and we're just excited to open hopefully this winter or fall. But it's basically to provide service to the community. People, they go to town for medical appointments, for vacation. We are offering services to look after their pets, basically cats and dogs. Every now and then we'll get maybe another different little species, but I doubt very rarely that would occur. It's mostly just cats and dogs that we'd be looking for after. There will be 2 people on the property, so we're hoping to have a limit or expansion of 30 pets at one time, but I very rarely that would occur, if at all. But we do have 14 kennels right now, of all various sizes, and anybody is welcome to come and take a look at it if they like. Any questions?
Looks like we don't have too many pet owners here.
I don't have a question, but knowing where it is and knowing how well put together and I drive by it every day, I think it will be a good addition to our municipality and a well-needed service.
Well, there isn't one anywhere in the valley right now.
No, she will be welcomed. That's all I have.
So you don't have a firm projected opening date per se then?
No, not right now. Every time I seem to put in a date, something personally kind of occurs, and it's been a jinx on me, so I stopped putting projected dates out there, and we're just kind of hoping one day we're just going to say we're ready, and we'll let the public know, and we'll have kind of a because of COVID-19, we'll probably have a soft opening house type thing. We may do an online visual type thing rather than inviting everybody out to come look. But once that date does occur, we will definitely be letting the public know via, posters, vet clinic, internet, all that type of stuff. But we are aiming for the fall or winter for this year.
Okay. No further questions from anyone?
Just a comment if I could.
Sorry?
A comment if I could, Mr. Reeve.
Go ahead.
Lisa, I just wanted to congratulate you. I think it's great to see you taking the initiative for this. And certainly, I know you're new to the process, but your paperwork is very well done. So good job on that. You've provided everything we need there. So that makes our job easier, and certainly we look forward to you opening.
Thank you very much. We're very excited for it. It's been a bit of a wait, but it's getting there.
That's all I have, Mr. Reeve.
Definitely needed in the community.
Okay, any other questions or comments? If not, thank you, Lisa, and best of luck in your venture.
Thank you. So what is the furthest, what do we do now? Am I just waiting for a reply from you guys for?
We would have to sanction this now.
Oh,
So we would sanction your kennel license, and you would be issued a license to operate. And I think that probably fulfills the requirement, no?
So Lisa, we talked about earlier that Ron Lewicki, our development officer, would like to receive a development application. I will send that to you tomorrow. I just didn't get to it today with all the preparation here. But you will have to redo that, and then Ron will respond with a letter, and I will give that to council. And then we will have to set, because it's from our zoning bylaw, we'll need a conditional use down the road and do a public hearing. But Ron wants to be, sending out a letter, and we'll start that process with Ron Lewicki. Okay?
So the office will be in contact.
Not a problem. That's great.
Okay, thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you, you too. Okay, we'll move on to number 8, finance. Moved by Councillor Wills, second by Councillor Blosha, resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West does hereby approve the following payments. General checks number 16245 to 16284 in the amount of $137,538.18 for a grand total of $137,538.18. Questions on that? If not, all in favor? Oh, you have a question?
Cobra caught 16248. Fire call, let it build fire guard there. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I had a question about that too. Did you get that?
Yes, I had talked to 2 or 3 different people, but I wasn't able to get a hold of Darren himself. But I did find out the area that was in and who was involved, and I've just got to talk to Darren again to confirm before we send that out. But
Okay.
it came in as an invoice because he was in the office and they asked, or they talked about it. I thought it was council that they talked to, but they talked to the office. So he submitted the bill, but I have to have clarification, and I was hoping to get that before the meeting. I didn't check up because the invoice was here, but it will definitely be cleared up before it goes out, and at the next meeting, it might still be here.
Sure.
And I'll give you clarification on it, yes.
Thank you.
But that got ahead of me because I don't usually do that until I have all the information.
Sure.
But I did put that through today.
So it is our responsibility, to your knowledge, then, to be paying for that?
I haven't confirmed that completely, but it won't go out unless it is our responsibility. But like I say, I couldn't get a hold of the individual.
Okay, if we pass this, though, that
Means we're paying it.
is
I think we should-
accepted.
We could do the accept.
I think we should make that one the exception
Yeah,
for
I
now.
think
except
so,
for,
too.
yeah, that's fine, yeah, that's
Yeah.
not a problem. Because like I say,
Because I've never seen a
No, I haven't either.
bill for a
That's,
fire guard before.
no, I haven't either, that's, and I thought we had talked about it, but I had talked to a couple of the admin and the bylaw. They were all involved in it, and so that's where the information came from, that wasn't good enough. And so that's why I felt bad that it was included in here without all the information, so we can't exclude that, that's for sure.
So we have to write it on that resolution.
Yeah,
It's number 16248.
we've done that before, just made an
Yeah,
exception
yeah.
for that, for sure.
I just haven't seen that, like Carrie said there.
I've never seen us pay for a fire guard, so I don't know what that's about.
Natural Resources was involved too, so that's why I can't say we were taking total responsibility for it. It was up on that
It should
line.
be up to the contractor to be paying for it.
The contractor or the landowner, if it was a fire.
Yeah, if it was landowner.
Yeah, and there was no fire permit issued for that. So that's another bit of information that I found late today. So that's, I think it'll be more of an insurance than it will be,
Yeah, I don't think. Thank you.
that's great. I'm glad you looking at that carefully because that's important. I got ahead of it.
I'd
So,
ask them to go to your.
you betcha, that's right, yeah. So that's perfect. Yeah.
Initials.
Can you initial that?
I can.
Thank you.
Sure, yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, that then excludes number 16248, for contracting in the amount of $819. Any further questions? Not all in favor? Moved by Councillor Blosha, second by Councillor Pierrepont. Resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West does hereby approve the following payments. Payroll payments, checks number 3234 to number 3250 in the amount of $22,109.42 for a grand total of $22,109.42. Any questions on that? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Moved by Councillor Blosha, second by Councillor Foster. Resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West is hereby approved the following payments. Indemnities for July in the amount of $8,614.50 for a grand total of $8,614.50. Any questions there? Not, all in favor?
Yes.
That's carried. Page 2.
One item at the bottom there, does everybody have the Bill 48, Bill 49 information?
Yeah, I got it here.
That's what we sent home last time, it was a little bit of reading homework. We snoozed on that one, I'm sure, but if there's any comments, that's why it's there again.
Any questions on Bill 48 and 49? I concur with the feelings of the AMN board, and hopefully they will be able to carry those concerns forward to receptive ears. If there's nothing further, we'll move on to number 10, correspondence, 10.1 AMM 2020 municipal visits. should have it. For information purposes, basically.
Yep.
Okay, 10.2, RCMP reporting templates to council.
You should have had a, did you get an additional paper like this in your folder that has the,
I don't see
you
one.
don't see one?
no.
Okay, there
Think
you
it
go.
was-
So just take a look at that. I think it's the third page that it just basically gives the outline of what the police reports will look like.
The RCMP reports.
RCMP report.
Yeah.
If you've signed up for AMM emails, you get these.
Oh, yeah.
I
Good.
get these all the time, so
Good.
I've actually read these.
Read them? Okay, good.
That's all right. Oh, you're gonna make me find page 3 now. You had it all saved?
I know.
Okay.
Maybe just flip those two out of the way, put them at the back. Yeah. And basically, 10.3 is just an update on the measures they're taking with the COVID situation and Manitoba agriculture, including food processing and such. Just more information.
Okay, 10.4, normally we do present our funding to the Association for Community Living at their annual thing. This is going to be September 2nd, right?
Okay. Anybody else attending? And if there's funding, I can get that ready as in a resolution to fund it next meeting on the 25th, and that'll be ready for September, if that's all right. Okay. So far the Reeve will attend.
Okay, have anything under 11?
Nothing under 11?
Outside of the smiley face? We will get into committee reports then. We'll start at the bottom this time. Councillor Pierrepont.
I just had a transportation meeting as my settlement service meeting has been pushed back for another week, so that's all I have to report.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Blosha.
I myself had a transportation meeting. That was the only meeting I had. I'm happy to say I saw the recycling bins being delivered in Benito today.
Yeah, we will be drunk.
That's all I have to report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Kushniryk.
Yes, I too was at the transportation meeting. Yeah, other than that, no, I got library coming up tomorrow and safety on Thursday, or safety's tomorrow? Oh, library's next week, I'm sorry.
Thanks for reminding me.
That's it then? Thank you. Councillor Foster.
I have a transportation too there, I attended there. That's everything.
That's it. Okay, thank you. Councillor Wills.
Nothing for me in the last couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Gade.
Not too much to report. I had an opportunity to meet with the new economic development officer for a bit. So we visited for a while and passed along some stuff from when I used to be advised. She certainly seems to be doing well at the job already for her first, it's been just a little over a week now, so that's good news. I've had a couple of ratepayers come forward with stuff I'll be bringing to James. In fact, some of it I already have, so we'll be working on for next meeting. And the only other thing I had on my list, this one of the recycling bins in the shop. My suspicion is we have the staff to thank for doing some cleanup there, so I want to pass that along. But certainly it was a mess there for a couple of days, but it's looking much better now. And I don't expect it was anyone other than the staff that did it, so good job to them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just to follow up on that recycling bins, I did talk to OSS and they're getting back to me on a weekly pickup, which would be much better than having even more bins out there. But we're looking at adding one additional one.
Okay. So we get rid of the backlog?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I also only attended the transportation meeting last Thursday. So it's been kind of a quiet couple of weeks. James, do you have anything?
I don't. No, I attended the transportation as well. No. And get this signed up. Glen. Do that. There we go. Hope you can read the handwriting.
No, you're right here if I can. Moved by Councillor Foster, seconded by Councillor Wills. Resolved that we do hereby accept the following verbal reports regarding council committees and communications. Councillor Kushniryk, transportation meeting. Councillor Blosha, transportation meeting. Recycling started in Benito. Nothing for Councillor Wills. Councillor Pierrepont, transportation meeting. Councillor Gade spoke with the economic development officer. Ratepayer concerns. Recycling. Bins at shop cleanup. And Councillor Foster, transportation meeting. The same for myself, as well as James Webb. Any errors or omissions on that? That was pretty straightforward, wasn't it? All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Okay, we are just prior going into in camera, so we will give anyone from the public who is still on the line an opportunity to ask a question, make a comment, a brief comment if they wish.
I think, Lisa, having a kennel will be a very good thing for the valley.
Yeah, I think you've got agreement there. No pushback on that one. Nothing further?
That's it for me tonight.
Okay, thank you. We will take a brief 10-minute recess then and go in camera when we reconvene. A resolution moved by Councillor Kushniryk, seconded by Councillor Pierrepont, accepting Mr. Brent Gray's resignation from his position of grader operator. Retirement, yeah. Retirement resignation, yeah. Okay, the next resolution, moved by Councillor Wills, second by Councillor Foster. Whereas Ms. Denota Gogo presented her written resignation as office clerk effective August 25th, 2020, for the regular meeting of council held on August 11th, 2020, therefore be it resolved that the members of council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West do hereby acknowledge receipt of Ms. Denota Gogo's resignation with regrets. All in favor?
Yes.
It's carried.
Just a second, I should put on there, those taxes. I'll get that initial.
Moved by Councillor Kushniryk, second by Councillor Blosha. Whereas the Munisoft company has indicated it would be best for our municipality to purchase the server through our local supplier instead of through Microsoft. Therefore be it resolved that the Council of Swan Valley West approve payment to Spruce Country Computers in the amount of up to $6,463 plus taxes. Questions or comments on that? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
It's carried. Moved by Councillor Pierrepont, second by Councillor Wills. Resolved that Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West do hereby approve payment to Rough Country Agriculture in the amount of $5,358 plus installation and taxes dated August 11th, 2020. All in favor?
Yes.
That is carried.
Just change that to and. Just change that to and instead of plus. And taxes.
Those two have to be.
That's it for those. You ready?
Moved by Councillor Foster, second by Councillor Pierrepont. Resolved that this meeting shall now adjourn at 9:06 p.m. Be it further resolved that the next meeting of council will be on August 25th at 7 p.m. All in favor?
Yes.